I'm looking at fighter jets over I-95.
The fire builds, devouring everything in its path.
This is a deliberate act of war against the United States.
Our enemies believe that they alone dictate the course of history. And all it takes is the will of a single man.
Hello everyone, Craig here, and this is Modern Warfare 3. It's finally upon us, and if you're anything like me, you've probably put a whole lot of time into it. And the reason I'm not going to do a structured review is two reasons mainly. One is because the Modern Warfare games are kind of review-proof. It really doesn't matter what anyone says. If you've played the other games, you know what you like, and you're going to buy this. You probably already own it. And secondly, I didn't do a review of Battlefield 3, and I do not want to be accused of favoring one series over the other. So to be fair, I'm just doing an impressions video. I'm going to let you guys know what I think of the game, although I also will use this opportunity to compare Battlefield 3 to Modern Warfare 3. So let's get started. The first thing I'll talk about is the campaign, which takes place pretty much right after Modern Warfare 2. Price and his crew, they're trying to find Makarov and put an end to all the fighting. But in the meantime, World War III is kind of in full effect, and America and Russia are constantly fighting back and forth. Campaign takes about 5 or 6 hours, give or take, which is pretty standard for the series at this point. And that'll vary based on difficulty. On Hardened, it took me 6 hours my first playthrough. The campaign is really good. It's action-packed from start to finish. You're constantly engaging in these crazy set-piece moments. You're mowing down a ton of guys. Stuff is blowing up all around you. It's great. It's a great campaign. Although, in my opinion, it is the weakest of the three Modern Warfares. Not because it's bad. It's not. It's a lot of fun to play through, and it's really intense and engaging. But Modern Warfare 1 had sparse set pieces that stuck with you, and 2 took it in the other direction and just went nuts and went completely off the rails. And 3 follows that path. So, while everything that's happening to you is really exciting and really intense, it doesn't have the same impact because you've kind of seen it done before in the last game. Still, it's a great campaign. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to trash it or anything. I really look forward to jumping in and doing my veteran playthrough. With Battlefield 3, when I was done with that campaign, I never wanted to look at it again. So, in terms of single player, Modern Warfare 3 is better. The Spec Ops mode from Modern Warfare 2 makes a return, and this time there are 2 modes. There's Survival, which is basically Horde mode. It's a wave-based survival mode where you're just trying to last as long as you can. When the waves start, the enemies are weak, they're carrying shotguns, they don't really have any body armor, so it's pretty easy to take them out. But as the waves get higher and higher, you have to fight things like helicopters and dogs, and some enemies will strap C4 to their chests, so they'll explode upon death. And it just gets really intense, and it's a ton of fun. And as you play, you earn money, which you can use to buy new weapons and airdrops, like a squad of AI guys that'll come down and help you out in combat. And whether you're playing by yourself or with a partner, survival is a pretty fun time. The real meat of Spec Ops mode, though, are the missions. There are 16 that ship on the disc, and they range from about 10 to 15 minutes each, depending on the difficulty. You can play them alone or with a partner, although they do seem catered to be played with somebody, so it's recommended that you get a friend and you play through them, because they are a whole lot of fun. It is a great cooperative experience. Dan and I are currently running through them, and we're having a lot of fun. As a quick aside, I am recording Dan and I's playthrough of the Spec Ops missions, and I'm uploading a couple parts every day, so you can watch us play through them and have a fun time. That's my plug. But compared to Battlefield 3, its co-op mode was fun, but this has a lot more to offer. Last but not least is the competitive multiplayer, which is great. It does feel very familiar. If you have played any of the other Call of Duty games online up to this point, you know exactly what you're getting. There haven't been any major changes in that department. The same basic modes are here, the gunplay is exactly the same as it's always been, it's really fast-paced, and it's really twitchy. Am I going to say that it's better than Battlefield 3? No, I'm not. They're different games, they cater to different people. I happen to really like both styles of play. I can't say that one is better than the other. It's all about your personal taste. If you want giant open conflicts and something that makes you feel like a part of a giant battle, then Battlefield is the way to go. If you're just looking to run and gun and have great Twitch-based gameplay, then Call of Duty is the way to go. Again, I happen to like both, so I cannot say one is better than the other. In terms of Modern Warfare 3 specifically, the new mode, Kill Confirmed, I really like. It's a lot of fun. You're just running around, shooting guys, and trying to pick up their dog tags to get points for your team. I would highly recommend you check it out if you haven't already. And I also really like the different classes of Kill Streak. There's Assault, Support, and Specialist. I haven't tried Specialist yet, but Assault is basically standard kill streaks. You get 7 kills in a row without dying and you get something. Stuff like that. But if you're having a bad match, or if you're just not that good at staying alive, there's the new Support option, which lets you get kills and doesn't reset your kill streak upon death. Now that might sound unbalanced when I say it, but it's really not, because the Support class, most of their kill streaks are meant to just help your team. So they're doing stuff like calling in UAVs and recon drones. They're not usually hurting the other people with their kill streaks, they're just making it easier for everyone on their team. They're being a team player, pretty much. So if I'm ever having a bad match, I switch over to Support class, so that way I still feel like I'm contributing, even if I can't get a bunch of kills in a row. I only really have 2 issues with Modern Warfare 3, one of which is admittedly pretty minor. The menus I just don't think are as user-friendly as they were in Black Ops. Stuff is buried under a bunch of menus. It's not as easy to find stuff as it was. If you want to do something as simple as change the camo on a gun, you have to click on the gun, and then you have to go through all of its attachments and all of its perks and all of its dot sights, then you can get to its camo. It's just kind of sloppy. The other issue that I have is Call of Duty Elite. Now, I don't have any footage of it because I cannot get the dashboard app or the website to work to save my life. But even if it did work, it really annoys me, because in Black Ops, they had an extensive stat tracker. You could find your stats about anything, every gun you've used, every time you've been killed by certain guns, your kill streaks. You could get maps that showed you where you died and where you got your kills. It was really easy to access, and it was extremely well done. However, instead of just using that, Infinity Ward decided to take all of those features, take them out of the game, and put them in their own separate app. You can't even get to it from in the game. You have to exit Modern Warfare 3. Now, I know that Treyarch and Infinity Ward aren't collaborating on stuff like that, but I feel like someone at Infinity Ward should have looked at Black Ops and went, let's do that. Because instead, they took all of this stuff that we got on the disc in Black Ops, stripped it out, made it its own app, and called it this new, crazy, innovative thing. It's not. It's not user-friendly at all. And in order to get that stuff, it's actually free. You don't even have to pay for Elite, so I don't just see why it can't be in the game itself. I just think it's stupid. So, yeah, those are my basic thoughts on Modern Warfare 3. Is it a better game than Battlefield 3? If you're looking at the entire package as a whole, then yes, it has a better single-player campaign, and it has a lot more to offer in terms of its co-op. But when it comes to competitive multiplayer, they are both fantastic in their own right. They both cater to very different tastes, and if you prefer one style of play over the other, then I can't fault you for that. I happen to really enjoy both. Either way, as long as you have an online connection, your $60 will not feel wasted. That's about all I have to say, so look forward to more Spec Ops videos, and thanks for watching, guys.